So we love our little buddy, and we love how we can sit in it, and we've just done that month in Scotland and we didn't have a problem. But it would be nice to have a little bit more seating. So what we've done is we've actually been in touch with Chapel Motorhomes, and we've bought a swivel seat. So hopefully that's going to make things a little easier, especially after Bernie's had his knee replacement. And he's going to need to be able to stretch his leg out a bit, and you don't want to be perched on that bench behind the driver's seat. So here we go, let's see how we get on. This is how it looks now, and hopefully it won't be long before it's totally the other way around and we'll have another additional seat. I think it's going to open up the space amazingly, to be honest. So Bernie's got his toolkit out, and we've got the instructions that came with the swivel base, and he's just going to have a preliminary look to see what needs to be done.
Get a grip of it. Oh,
What's that? The clip for the...
It just holds a wire in harness for the airbag in place.
You don't have to disconnect the battery or anything, do you?
Well, no. No, people have asked that question, but most people say no.
So are you just disconnecting the airbag?
Yeah.
This was to prove to be a particularly tricky part of this job, and it did take us a while to work out how to do it.
So it says disconnect the airbag wires, but it doesn't just pull out the clip. So I've just discovered that there's a little, I don't know whether you can see it or not. Actually, I should have brought my torch. See that little flap in there?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You actually get a screwdriver or something and gently put it in, lift it, and then as you lift it,
you can actually pull out the other end.
It pulls out.
Oh, as simple as that.
And then obviously to put it back in, it's just
push it in.
Clips.
Excellent.
So it's that little flap there, but you lift it up.
I can see that, yeah. Excellent.
Lovely. It's plastic.
Oh, that plastic gubbins off.
Yeah, but hold them all together, obviously.
In our 2014 Multispats XTR, there's actually a plastic cage under the seat that holds the wiring for the airbag sensor. It's fastened in with a push-in clip, but as we weren't going to be putting this back on, Bernie decided to squeeze the clip together to actually manage to pull it out completely. Right.
So you just...
Oh, I see. Those
squeeze that together gently, and it pushes through.
Right.
A couple of them.
You need to be a contortionist to do this, don't you?
I've got chunky hands. Actually, I wonder if that's going to push out. That pin might push out with that one. Maybe not. Right, undo the 4 M40 torque bolts on the seat base. So a socket, a ratchet, and the star head.
Oh.
So that's these that fasten the whole lot to the floor.
Okie dokie.
There's 4,
right.
1 on each end at the front, and then if you just whiz round to the back, there's 2
Oh, I see.
at the back there, 1 at either side. So it's basically then a case of undoing them, which are probably going to be quite tight. Yep, there we go.
Okay. And repeat that 3 times more.
How long?
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's the last of the bolts. So that's the 4 bolts, corner bolts taken out. Now it should be just a case of removing the seat.
Just a case of, it's never just a case of, is it? Be careful.
There we go.
How heavy is it?
What I've done obviously is push the seat down into the locked position, so it just makes it a little bit easier, obviously, to get it in and out, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks pretty heavy.
No, it's not too bad.
Wow.
And then that's going to go inside then for the next stage. And we'll be able to vacuum underneath the seat.
Look at all that space. So here's the seat upside down in the house, and now Bernie will move on to the next stage.
Yeah, I'm going to have to try and squish it together, I think. That's it. Well, that's that. And the screws at the back then. That's it.
Getting the left-hand side plastic trim off proved to have almost beaten us. And it was all down to this little area here. There's like a clip. You can't really see it there, but this latches onto this bar. And you've got to prise it open a little bit. At the same time, you need to push it down so that these end clips, there's one on this side and one down on the other side, here and here, clear that bar. And then also you've got these little lugs that stick into the side of the seat. So when you're trying to push it up, they stop you from doing it as well. And it turned out to be a bit of a challenge, shall we say. But it's off and the bolts are out and the seat's off.
But there again, you people might find it a lot easier.
Moving the bolts that hold the seat to the base.
Enough to...
Oh, is it hand tight?
Finger tight, finger loose. Right. Right, you get to them two now.
And you do slide the seat forward or backwards. Can you get to them?
They're in there though, aren't they? It won't make any difference, I don't think, does it?
And I can't.
I'm trying to get in.
That doesn't go any further because of the mechanism.
I'll just
Yes, certainly.
see if I can see. Might need a long socket maybe to get up there. Oh, I think I can get to that one. Right, now then.
Can you get to that one?
The wire out of the way. The socket in. Let's try that.
Yeah, that was all shot. There you go.
You're going to need a socket there. I'm trying to get I can move the nuts.
Right, okay, they're all loose now. This has proved very tricky, guys. To be honest, the trickiest bit so far has been removing the plastic trims from the side. Not easy.
You definitely need it on its back to be able to get to that trim.
Yeah. Yay. Whew. What's
So
next?
we've done 6, haven't we? Done 7, 8. Undo the runners from the seat base using M30 torque bit and a 16mm spanner. So that's these.
Okay.
So I've got to undo them. So 16mm spanner. Get your socket in the right direction and watch your knuckles on them pointy things.
Oh, see how tough that is. It's making your knuckles go white. Yeah. So in order to get to the two front bolts, I'm going to have to pop the camera down so that we can slide the seat rails backwards, and it needs me to hold on to it to do that. Yeah, you need 2 pairs of hands, don't you, to be able to get...
When you take the first nuts out, because it's obviously...
Can't get access to them, can you? Right, so that's it. So
hopefully,
yeah,
move that down there a bit.
It should lift off. Yeah, hey. You want me to hold on to that while you move that over? I've got it. Just don't drop a spanner on the floor because it'll break the tiles. You'll have another job to do.
There we go.
Excellent. So what's next? We've just done, was it number 8, Bernie? Number 8, where we've got that. And now reading the instructions, number 9, it says, fit the swivel base to the existing seat base using the M30 Torx bolts. Then fit the runners to the upper part of the swivel using the supplied nuts and bolts. Easy, eh? Here's the swivel seat base supplied by Chapel Motorhomes. I have to say, it's pretty heavy, but then like Bernie says, it has to be safe.
Means it's well made.
Right, do you need me to hold the box while you slide it out? Well packed anyway, I'll get rid of the box for you. Got it. Okay. Hello, Blue. You like boxes, don't you? Yeah, you could get in that one. There you go, what's that then? Back to the serious job. Want that out of the way, I'll just leave it there.
Right, thank you.
Give the worktop a bit of extra protection on it. You'll notice Bernie's put some gloves on because we really don't know if this is going to have any sharp edges or not, with it being steel. Oh, right.
Bolts and nuts. So
nuts and bolts.
We shall work out in a minute. Right, so there's a plate.
Right, is there a top and a bottom?
I would have thought this would be the top.
Right.
With the wing that's been up here.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So
do you have to separate it to fit it on? I'm guessing you do you?
This is 3 wing nuts to hold it all in place when travelling, isn't it?
They're beastie nuts as well, aren't they?
Well, when I first heard about it, I thought, oh, I don't know, it might be a bit of a faff, but I don't know, I mean, they're just...
I said they'll work.
Turns its
yeah,
own, you know,
they'll work in, yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it's right. Well, I don't know, we're going to have to have a look now and see what...
Right, so that now has to go... Oh, not on top. Does it go on top of there? Does it go on... No, where's it go?
It'll go, I'm assuming it'll go on here, then this will have to go back on there, won't it? And you'll fasten the bottom section through there,
Right.
I would have thought. And then bolt that down, then that'll go on, and the top section will bolt to this.
Okay.
Because that's the bit that'll swivel.
Right. I'll take your...
Easy.
You mean like the rest of it's been?
Well,
It's just
it probably is. It's just one
yeah.
of those days. Right, let's have a look now. Yeah, fit the swivel base to the existing seat base. M30 torque bolts. So those will be the ones that we've just taken off, you see. Now.
Right.
So I'm assuming
Do you have to take...
the single bolt goes to the front. Which was the front?
Well, it's still the same way round. You're joking me now, aren't you? Whoa.
Alright, that's it on there. I'm just going to have them there for a minute because I'm going to have to take these off.
I have still got some mobility in my wrists. It's not as much as you.
See, the problem we have is I'm going for a knee operation on the 4th of November, and I'm not allowed, apparently, to get any scratches or grazes or scrapes. And why is that, Tim?
Because if you have an open wound, you can't have your surgery. It's as simple as that.
Hence the gloves. It's not because I'm being soft.
No, and I'm having kittens.
Well, it is, but...
I keep saying, for God's sake, don't cut yourself.
Right, so... they should drop that down there again, then I'm assuming.
You've just done what?
These are the bolts we've just taken out.
Oh, right, okay.
So I'm assuming...
oh, that's through the bottom plate then?
through the bottom plate. I've got the nuts on it, obviously.
So you have to swivel the top plate a little bit to get access to all the bolting points.
Just take the nuts off for now and then.
I don't know about you, but I'm dreading putting this seat back together. This bit's the easy bit.
Right, so that's the 4 bolts in place there, which we've just taken out. So we are now putting back. So it's just an opposite, opposite to what we've just done really, so we need to put them back on now.
Okie dokie.
Make sure they're tight. So that's all bolted up.
Right, so next is to put the runners back on.
Now they...
have they supplied some new bolts for these apparently?
They do supply new nuts and bolts actually. Let me take my gloves off now. And that will go into there.
You need little fingers.
Well, it's just getting it started. Once I get the socket on it, it'll be alright. Star shape, I wonder if that's the same size as that.
Could it be that easy?
Right, so I'm looking at what, 10mm?
Don't ask me.
We've got here, oh 13mm actually, could be 13mm actually, what mine about. It's been a long time.
I thought we were talking inches anyway.
Half inch.
Half inch.
Half inch if you're as old as us. 13mm if you're a younger one.
Yeah, half the issue with these is getting access to where you need to be, isn't it? Get them lined up. I think I'm beginning to get the principle, because I couldn't understand how the plate wouldn't move yet your seat would. Because like you say, the whole point is the base is a swivel,
Yeah.
and then this just works as it would normally. Yeah.
But if you remember the auto sleeper we had,
Yeah.
with that homemade
Yeah.
swivel seat they put on, it wouldn't slide backwards and
No,
forwards.
not anymore.
They'd only designed it to swivel.
And it was very wobbly for me sitting on it as well.
Good, was it?
And exceptionally high. I had to put a beanbag under my feet, if you remember, because the feet wouldn't reach the floor. And when you turned it round to face the back, it definitely was too high. I used to sit there like a little child on a wall swinging the legs.
Right, now then.
What happens now?
Well, I'll probably drop the other ones in.
Right.
Get them all lined up and put in, and then I'll tighten them. I'm going to need a screwdriver, I think, to... well, that's going to have to go forward again, isn't it?
Do you need another pair of hands?
I don't know.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Camera down.
I'm just going to slide. Let's see what we'll do. I'll get this in there. A bit more, but let's see. See if I can get me. Get on loose.
So that's the seat swivel plate fitted onto the seat base, and we're just about to go and put the seat base back in the car. As you can see, the seat is actually still on our snug floor. There's the base back in position. Not yet secured in. Bernie's gone to get his tools.
Right, socket. One extension, I think. And bolts. Right, 4 bolts. Put them in loosely first, line it up.
Where are these bolts going actually? I can't see from this side.
It's just 4 corners of the plate, the bottom plate, into the body of the car, the floor.
Oh, the actual base of the seat.
The base of the seat. Yeah.
Right. Obviously I can't see that from this angle. So like you say, you're just bolting it back to the floor basically.
Yep.
Okay.
Actually,
Can you get in to do
I
it?
did forget.
What? Oh, you've got to put the wire up the middle.
Right. So, reverse.
Don't forget to put your airbag wire up through the centre of the plate.
Because I didn't look at the instructions. It's on the instructions, but read them.
Yeah.
Now, does that need to... That doesn't move, does it? So that needs to go up this top of there then, doesn't it? You got him?
I got it. It's a bit tight. That's as far as it goes.
It is, as long as it doesn't drop down again. Right, long bolts into the base.
Take 2. What's the black insulation tape for?
So that doesn't disappear back down its little hole.
Good thinking,
There
Batman.
we go.
I thought that was something technical.
It is. It's about as technical as I get.
Oh, don't put yourself down. Tell you what, it's the last time you're going to be on your knees for a while.
Pardon? Job as no children watch our channel, isn't there? Well, there's now I need it.
I'm going to say, the one thing I'm thinking about. One thing I'm thinking about. Oh, that plate doesn't move, does it? I'm doing it again. It's this bit that moves.
This bit that moves.
So I'm thinking it's going to trap that airbag thing, but of course it isn't. Can you get in there? Your super duper fridge board.
It's in. I just need to
Can you get into, give it a good tighten?
get in with that. Just can't get your fingers in very well, but
There's one thing, it's super duper clean under there now. I suppose I'm going to lose some of the clearance under the seat, aren't I, for putting all my rubbish, you know, all my shoes and my pee bottle and all that sort of thing are. Yeah.
Get the dog in.
Oh, I'm into the sun now, sun's setting.
Right. Going for a plug-in.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we've done is we've taken the cable from the bottom, like it says, pushed it up underneath, and now we're rejoining the airbag.
Excellent.
I can't see the screw holes. Can you see the screw holes from that end?
Keep going. Right. Drop it down where? Over your way a bit. Yeah, you need to come towards you. Sorry. That's it.
Oh, yeah, we're in.
Yeah, we're in. I've just finger tightened these bolts at this side since I'm
just screw
sitting
down
here.
as far as they'll go.
And then Bernie will pop round with his wrench, or his, what is it you're using? Ratchet.
Just a socket and a ratchet.
And he'll tighten them up properly. Last thing to do is to take a sharp knife and cut across the bottom of the seat base on the left hand side using a sharp knife. The one thing we would say though, it would be easier to do this while you've still got the seat actually out of the vehicle.
Right, the swivel. Seat forward as normal. Rest off. We just find it easier to do it this way, don't we? Right. Slide back as far as it will go. Take out your front bolt. And gently slide forward enough to be able to get out your second bolts. For anybody that's wondering why these are black, yes, I painted them. I just thought they looked better. Okay. Then we find that if we go clockwise, so forward, and then towards you a bit, swivel, back towards the gear stick, and in you go. And then what they recommend then is putting one bolt back into the front, and that will hold it in place and stop it swiveling, and then you can just operate your, I haven't got it into it. One bolt in, and then you can work it as you would normally.
Excellent.
There you go. I'll try it out before Blue gets it.
We're not going to get a look in, are we? That's
Not
going
when Blue finds this part.
That'll be Blue's new seat because he can sit on there and look
then
out the window.
One's folded forward and the boards are sat on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little table area there, haven't we? And so you always remember, push it forward 2 centimetres as you did when you opened it. And then you want to go clockwise, so take it back, twist, and back in place. The more you use them, the more it will. You have to waggle it a little bit.
Always remember to replace all 3 bolts before setting off to drive anywhere. We hope you found this video useful, and if so, you can find other tips by clicking the link to your right.
I don't know where I've been.